And by having the financial guru, Mary, here in the studios with us, I figured we could talk about how to save money on property taxes.
We're going to save you a lot of money in this segment.
Yes, we're always here to save you and make you more. Okay, so real estate property taxes, where do they go? You know, where do they go? What do they do?
Well, the property taxes are set by the municipalities, and there's the education portion of those, and then there's kind of the everything else fund. And what I find interesting is the disparity between the property tax assessment on a property and what the fair market value of the property is.
I'm going to talk about that.
Right. And it matters to you whether you're a buyer or a seller. And we're going to talk about the good and the bad with that.
Basically, what's happening is taxes obviously follow the market. Okay, so if the market is going up, well, not the tax rate, okay, but the overall per 1,000 that you're taxed on, that is going to go up. Okay, the mill rate is going to go up on your property, but municipalities are usually a year or two behind the market. So when you're in an escalating market, if you're a buyer or you're a seller and you're like, well, you know, my property taxes say, my assessment says $400,000, but we want to list that, $430 because that's the new fair market value. That's normal, okay? But when you're in a down market or a market that's coming down, you might see that, your assessment's at $400, but your house is worth $390. Okay, so it's just a sign of the times.
And a small differential between fair market value and I'm going to say a small differential of, let's say, 10 or 15% is understandable between the assessor's office and a fair market value of the property. And each municipality is very different in their rules on how you might appeal what the property tax rate is. Now, it helps you if you're a seller and you happen to have an abnormally low property tax rate. The property tax assessment is lower than the fair market value of the houses. That helps you because sellers look at that and they say that's attractive. It's a lower tax rate for what I'm buying. Yeah. Now, in a reverse situation, I just purchased a short sale. The tax assessment is almost double what I paid for the house. Oof. So you bet I marched down to the assessor's office with a thick packet of paper to appeal that. And you only have certain time frames of the year that you're able to do that, and there's a window. And if you miss the window, you wait till the following year. And I would share, this was an interesting question on the appeal application, and it said, what is the insurance rate? What is the amount of fire coverage on the property? So I had, and the shame on me because I really didn't pay attention, but I went and I pulled the homeowner's policy.
It's always higher.
It was assessed lower. No,
really?
It's lower, but the replacement cost is higher. So you can leverage, if your insurance company is saying, your house isn't worth that much, which is what happens when you have a claim. They come down and they adjust. There's a reason why they're called adjusters. They adjust your claim downward. Yeah. They want to depreciate everything. You can use your homeowner's policy to help advocate to get your tax appeal and get your tax rate lowered.
That's
and
a
do you
great point.
You want to share with listeners what happens with escrow once you get an adjustment?
Yeah, actually, so I didn't even realize that you could do that, but I'm guessing with escrow you get a check back in the mail for the difference.
In North Kingstown, they told me that they would make a decision, and then within 90 days, the next quarter, they would make the adjustment. Then, as a mortgage payer or mortgage holder, you can go to your bank, your mortgage company, and say, my new tax rate was adjusted. I want you to adjust my escrow so that your monthly mortgage payment will go down if you were successful. These are little ways that we help save tens of thousands of dollars. If you just purchased a home and it's overtaxed and you got a 30-year mortgage, are you going to pay more taxes than you're supposed to for the next 30 years? Come on.
No, that's nuts.
Advocate for yourself.
That's nuts. So a couple of things I want to mention here before we get to the next segment. WalletHub.com ranked Rhode Island as number 42, from 1 being the lowest in property taxes to 50 being the highest. Congratulations, Rhode Island. We ranked number 42.
Living right next to Massachusetts.
Our average property tax rate is 1.61% of the of the value of the property, or the quote unquote value that that the state gives you, that the town gives you.
I just want to add to the listeners, again, irrational fears that impact our decision making and our motivation. It's an appeal form. It was a simple front and back 1-page form that I filled out. It was very easy for me to print the information that I had on hand and take it in and appeal. And it's a very simple process, but we fear that, oh no, it'll take so long. We have to go before a review board. It's, we need a lawyer. All of this stuff. It's something that you can do yourself.
You can help them out with it too, Mary.
Yep. Point you in the right direction.
Definitely. So just to give you an example too, in regards to how, all right. So at number 42, okay, $176,000 home in Rhode Island would be paying real estate taxes of $2,829. Let's compare that to number 1, which is Hawaii, with the lowest property taxes. We are about 6 times higher. The same house in Hawaii, the same price point in Hawaii, I should say, okay, is paying $489 per year. We're paying 6 times more. Now, granted, they're paying 6 times more for a gallon of milk, so maybe this
They
stuff,
wait a few extra days to receive their mail.
Yeah,
Shipping
they do.
costs us a little more.
They do.
They make sacrifices.
They do. So, so one thing that I really want to get to, and by the way, I visited over a dozen municipalities' websites over the past couple of days to try to find some transparency here and see where our money is going, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Now, maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. I think I'm a pretty resourceful guy, and hopefully you think so too. But look, I had to Google like a national thing, and this is what I found. Your property taxes go to animal control, local road repairs and services.
Animal control's up top.
Yeah, because I love animals.
Because we're like in Montana here.
Police department.
Yep.
Okay, we need police. We do need police.
They're worth it.
Quote unquote safe drinking water.
Yeah, well, I want the town to provide safe water. I'm on a well, but I want safe water.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my question. If you're on a well and there's city water in that town, but you're paying for that city water still, maybe there's a way out of that.
We eat in restaurants. I'm advocating for that. I'm going to be the devil's advocate.
Treatment of sewage. Okay, again, if you're on septic, and you're paying taxes for the rest of the town, which has sewers. I don't know. Building code enforcement and safety.
Oh, boy.
The fire station, community center,
All right,
sewage.
now, fire station, that's not fair because some of our municipalities in this particular state have an additional fire tax, which is a staggering percentage of the property tax rate. So that one's deceptive. But I love firemen, and I want to know when I call 911 that they're coming. I'm not begrudging that, but it's not necessarily in your municipal tax.
God bless all of our men and women in uniforms, whether they're police, firefighters, EMTs, and especially our veterans.
Yes.
God bless you guys. But so look, community center sewage, emergency planning, and heritage planning, which is basically zoning. We want to, keep our history intact, which
keep
is really great.
Keep our residential neighborhoods residential, keep
Yeah.
commercial.